Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Geomyra. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. Today's episode of A Well-Rounded Life is sponsored by the Systems for Your Sanity course. Systems for Your Sanity is the course that you need to help you live a well-rounded life. The course was designed so that you can put systems in place to free up some time to focus on what matters most. And because you are my people, I have slashed the rate of the course. Head over to systemsforyoursanity.com so that you can check out the course modules, get started, and rock that course at your pace. Again, systemsforyoursanity.com. Use code WellRounder and save today on the course that will transform your life. First off, thank you, friend, for hanging out with me and tuning in. This topic is so near and dear to me, so I'm very excited to share my thoughts and insight all on living well-rounded versus living a balanced life. So speaking of sharing my thoughts and insights, I want to share the latest review from a listener, aka a well-rounder. And so well-rounder DMAC 1986 had this to say about the show. Wonderful podcast for working moms. I love the variety of topics Geomyra brings to her podcast. She is the real deal and brings a lot of wisdom to the table to help women entrepreneurs through the journey. Thank you, DMAC 1986, for taking the time to love on the show and to share with us. It means so very much. And so if you are listening and you feel the same way about the show, make sure that you hit pause, you type up a few words, and let the world know that what you have gained as a listener. And the 5-star review that you leave in your review, it works magic around here in ways that you don't even realize. So I thank you in advance for your time and for showing up to hang out with us today. And in today's show, I am going to have a casual and quick chat with you about my philosophy of what it means to live well-rounded. I'm also leaving you with some homework, so turn your volume up and grab your notepad. You know how we roll. Okay, so it dawned on me that it's been a minute since we chatted specifically about the idea of balance versus the well-rounded culture. And while working with my brand strategist recently, she asked me my thoughts on what it means to live well-rounded. Since I use that term, it's our brand, and I'm obsessed with helping others live well-rounded versus chasing balance. And so she explained that when some people hear the phrase, they may be a bit confused. And I totally get that. So let's break it down so we can all be on the same page to get you closer to your ideal, well-rounded life. Notice that I emphasize the word your. That's right, because all of our lives are completely different. Think about your group of friends. You are all in different phases and seasons of your individual lives. Some of you have children, some are married, some are living the single life, and so forth. Thus, naturally, all of our day-to-day operations are going to vary. That's common sense, right? Which brings me to my next point. I want you to envision what your day-to-day operations look like. Your perfect, ideal day where everything seems to just fall in place. Everything clicks, you're moving along, and you're like killing it. What are you doing on that day? Where are you going? Who are you spending time with? Are you able to exercise as you promised yourself earlier in the year? Is your spirituality being strengthened? Is your self-care a priority? How about enriching your relationships and your friendships and your marriage? Are those components considered in your ideal day? Now, imagine you have all of those components, your faith, your family, your friends, fitness, putting yourself first, self-care, all of those things. You have marked those things as priorities. How in the world are you going to be able to handle all of those things and tackle that big project that you were just assigned at work? How are you going to be able to meet the deadlines that you now have on your plate? That's where the core of living well-rounded comes in, which is our mantra on focusing on what matters most. That's right. What matters most to you right now in this moment, for this week, this month, and so forth. Which items can you put on the back burner for now so that you don't feel the overwhelm and burnout that you have been feeling? Or better yet, the guilt. How about giving yourself some grace in this season and putting one of the many balls that you are juggling down by hitting pause? Examine what's currently consuming your time and your energy. What is making you feel like you're on a hamster wheel? Place those balls down and think long and hard about what needs your attention. What needs your eyes, your love, your TLC right now. Now that you have done that, give yourself permission to only hone in on what the big stuff is. Because the truth of the matter is, if you can give your full time and attention and energy to what needs you, then you can handle your business and keep it moving. The beauty of that is, once you place the priorities at the top of the list and complete them, you can then move down the line and tackle the next big thing, the next thing that is a priority, the number 2 on your list. Instead of trying to manage everything all day, every day. I always use the phrase being an octopus. You don't have to do that. You do not have to live like that if you just really focus on that one big thing, cross it off, and we move along. Living well-rounded is all about focus. Again, what matters most right now. Not a balancing act that makes you feel icky, stressed out, overwhelmed, like you are failing. That is not what living well-rounded is. Hell, that's not even what balance is. That is where you have to stop, pause, readjust, realign, and really figure out what can get done and how you can make it happen without feeling like a failure. Living well-rounded is a decision. It is a process. It is work. It is so needed, but I promise you it is worth it. Stop setting unrealistic expectations on when you are going to get stuff done, and also promising your kids you will do this and you will do that for them. You also have clients that you may be promising that you're going to do this or that, because sometimes we naturally put more on our plate than we should. So perhaps a conversation with your partner and your family, letting them know that you need to spend some time to meet your deadlines and to get your workload tackled and under control. On the reverse, maybe it's time you have a chat with your boss, letting them know that you need to make an adjustment to your work schedule, if that means that your kids will appreciate you and they will also appreciate your presence if that has been lacking. No one is saying go to the boss and telling them you need to roll, quit, or whatever, but maybe you can work together on a solution. Maybe you work longer days, 3 days a week, if it means that you can have a shorter afternoon to meet your kids' games, practices, or whatever, as long as the work gets done. Maybe if you have a creative business or a small business, you adjust your office hours so that maybe Mondays are off so that you can have the full weekend, and then maybe Monday's your day to clean, refresh, or do whatever you have to do. I say it that you get one life. You get one life, and it's up to you on how you manage your time, make the best use of your time, and really be productive with that time. So think about how you can adjust, move pieces around so that things feel like they are falling into place. Evaluate what you have going on. Hit reset and make the necessary adjustments to live well-rounded. I use the term rounded because I think of our lives as a full circle that has different sections, like a pie. But the interesting thing is, instead of that circle or pie chart equally balanced and distributed evenly each day, that circle should be made up of different ratios based on what is important and what you have going on. So can you envision that? A circle that may have 40% capacity because your health needs to be made priority right now. Maybe 10% of that circle is work so you can take a vacay, and then possibly another 20% to plan fun days with your kids, as I mentioned in my Systems for Your Sanity course, which I will drop in the show notes, because in the course we do have a section of ideas and things that you can do to nurture the relationships with the people in your family. Where is your attention needed? Where can you redistribute your time so you can feel like a winner and not a circus juggling act? It's time to get real. Make the changes so that you can have a chance to get closer to your ideal of what the sweet life really looks like. Okay, so now that we have discussed how we can make adjustments, really focus on what matters most, tossing the idea of balance and trying to have things equal, we are going to assign some homework. I'm going to give you some homework. So the first thing I want you to do is to take inventory. Have conversations with the folks in your circle that you are currently serving. The next thing I want you to do is unapologetically make the needed adjustments. So you're going to take inventory. This is where you get your notepad out and you're going to say, I have this, and this deadline to meet. I know I committed to doing this. I know I'm really lacking on these date nights and we need to reconnect. So take inventory. Oh, I haven't had a massage in a while, or oh, I haven't picked up a good book. What is it that really needs, that you really need and that you are really seeking and thriving? Next, as I mentioned, number 2 is have a conversation with the folks so that you can tell them, hey, look, things are going to look a little different. I am really struggling with this, and this is how I feel like I can get back on track. And then we move on to the third thing, which is unapologetically making the needed adjustments. You figured out what the adjustments are. You've had the conversation to say this is what needs to happen, and you are going to go full throttle making those adjustments so that you can make it happen. Number 4, we are going to celebrate, y'all. We love to party. We love to celebrate our wins. And so we are going to celebrate when we are actually sticking to a plan and we are really just getting closer to what it feels like to live a life that feels refreshing, purpose-filled, passion-filled, grace-filled. We're going to celebrate once we get to that point. Okay? So 4 easy steps to jumpstart the process. And you can literally start to do this in a few minutes. Once you take that inventory, schedule some time to talk to people, maybe it's at dinner tonight, then you make that plan, you block off your schedule, you do what you got to do to make those adjustments. And then I want you to decide how you are going to celebrate. Write that down in your notes. How are we going to celebrate? Okay? You got this. And I look forward to hearing about your progress. And if you are feeling pumped and excited to put things in order, be sure to send me a DM over on Instagram. I am at Coach4Creatives. Better yet, screenshot, share, and tag me so that I know you heard me today and that you are ready for the next step. Maybe you had that aha moment like, I can do this and things are not working right now, so it is up to me to take control of my life. All right? If that sounds like a plan, I want you to get excited, get pumped, and make it happen. Until then, friend, remember to stay safe, stay positive, and focus on what matters most. Love you, well-rounders. Bye. Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.